Okay, hey everybody, welcome, and it's the first of our edition of the best of the class of 2027, the top PPVs. And if you get your video games out and load that dynasty mode, let's start to build our college volleyball dynasties. And if we're talking about the class of 2027s, let's start with the Western states. And one of the most talented and deep regions of the country in the class of 2027s. And so load up your dynasty mode and let's get to recruiting. So the first part of our PPVs and evaluations, part one, and these will change frequently, but the first 10 in our class of 2027s. Again, want to go over our prospect power value levels. When we talk recruiting, we talk about a pyramid type evaluation system, and the top being very, very narrow, that diamond level, that 300 to 295. And again, teams that are recruiting up there, right or wrong, we're thinking teams like Texas and Nebraska. And we might only be talking about a couple kids, a couple athletes per class, and there may not be a recruit at the 300 PPV in every class. It's very rarefied air, and those are very few and far between. And as we go down the PPV, it widens, a couple more recruits per level. And we also bring a couple more teams per level in that are recruiting at those levels. And what teams do is kind of try and find their fit. They try and find the athletes per level that are at their fit, and they try and maximize the talent at that level and the talent that they recruit that are within their level, and they're trying to maximize both. And so we don't talk about recruiting rankings because we truly don't believe that any colleges look at rankings whatsoever when they recruit. No coach out there looks and says, oh, so and so was ranked number 3 by X publication, we better recruit her. They look at what they think as a talent level, and if she's attainable at where their program's stature is, who else will be competing for that athlete, and if she's within their program range, and whether they have a shot at those athletes in their range. And I think they look more at ability level rather than rankings, and that's what we kind of try and group athletes in the same way. So prospect power value equals PPV, and we try and group them in ranking levels. So we're going to talk a lot about if they have a player profile on our site, and this is what we mean by a player profile. Tessa has one, and Tessa will be one of the athletes that will show, and this is a really good look at what one of our player profiles looks like. And we talk about it being an online resume. And yes, there is a one-time $20 fee for that. That's because we have to pay somebody to enter those for us. That's what the money goes for, but also because I really truly believe our profiles are the best of any website out there. They show the most, they're the most informative, and they're the most professional looking. I know they are because a couple of the other websites out there have tried to start replicating what ours look like now. And so this is what we mean when an athlete has one of our profiles. And several colleges have reached out now and said, hey, it's quick, it's easy for us to just take a look at those athletes, to take a quick look at what their measurables are, what camps they've attended if they haven't attended ours, the PPV. Now, do they put a lot of stock in that? No. They have their own evaluation, but this is starting to become somewhat of a measured value because of who we have determining what the PPV is. And then, they do start to take a look at the athletes' awards and resumes. So this is what we mean by a player profile on the site. And more athletes are signing up for those. And it is a nice, easy way for colleges to go and check those out. And also it does help us for a quick, easy reference when we are looking at who to interview, who to look at, who to focus on with some of our content. So this is what we'll be referring back to. So with that, let's get into our list and our first and our highest PPV, not only on the West is best in the Western states, but in the country right now, our highest PPV for the class of 2027 is Ireland Real out of California. And these AKA, these are nicknames that just kind of pop into my head. I'm a nickname guy. And to me, Ireland pops up as a smiling assassin. She will smile, she will pick you up, but she also wants to tear your head off when she gets a chance to swing. And don't take her kindness and her energy wrong. She is as much of a competitor as anybody in the country. Go ahead, and when you have a chance, take a look at what the pro scoop is on her. And I love the fact that the people in the know are starting to move her up to the very, very, very top of the rankings in this class based on not only her ability and her skill level, but also that positive energy and the leadership that she is showing. They know how big of an asset she will be in their program and in their locker room. And that's really starting to push her ahead of several others that she may have been behind 6 months ago or so. That's pushing her ahead of people she was definitely behind on a lot of big time programs, depth charts when it comes to recruiting. So Ireland Real for us, number one, not only on the West Coast, but number one PPV in the country. Next, Kendall Omoruyi. And I just call her the machine because she does so many things well and such a powerful weapon. Kendall comes in at 295, playing out of Arizona, and she, her notes, the most college-ready athlete in this class right now. She also has a player profile on her site. Go check that out. All of her awards, accolades. Kendall can step in to many, many programs, college programs right now, and be the most ready to compete. You're going to hear a lot about her. She's going to have a lot of opportunities. Her one thing is just day-to-day, how willing is she to just do all the little nasty things that's going to take Kendall if she wants to be elite and truly one of the best in America at the next level. But the machine, Kendall Kendall, I'm sorry, tongue-tied, but Kendall is one of the best. Will be sought after by everybody. Next up, Tessa Larkin, another one out of Arizona, and that Storm team outside hitter. I call her the powder keg because, man, when she loads up and she swings, watch out. It packs a punch, and she is explosive. I like Tessa when I watched her at Nationals, when I watched her on film. But man, when I interviewed her afterwards and how well spoken she was, when the pride she talked with her club about, and how important leadership was and being the right kind of leader, that set her over the top for me. It's hard to fake the enthusiasm and the importance of being the right kind of player. 279 for PPV for Tessa. You know, Pro Scoop is that she's going to be top 10. She's going to be a lot higher outside hitter than that. I think she's in the top 5 in the country, and she's going to she is going to have many very historic programs after her, and I really, really hope she goes to the program with the right kind of positive culture, because she deserves to be in a big time program that has a positive giving culture that I really think fits her game. Next up, McKenna McIntosh, and I gave her the name Forget About It. And I know it's more of an East Coast name for a West Coast kid, but when she swings, very rarely is it coming back. You know, PPV at 272, she's right there. I kind of thought she was maybe a little underrated and just not talked about as much. She plays for maybe not as well known of a club and a little bit smaller club. So maybe she didn't get some of the national recognition of some of the other ones, but man, this kid, she's just got a cannon for an arm. She's done some of the USA volleyball stuff as well. She's going to be right there with some of those others that we talked about. You know, high energy, huge swing. You'll look for her. Look for her and Larkin to be right there. And another one that has the player profile like all of the rest of them so far. Love McKenna McIntosh in this class, and right up there, going to be recognized with all of the big time programs come next signing season. Lauren Ferrelli. Now, Lauren doesn't have a player profile with us yet, and